Everybody's like, oh my God, what about colors, logo, typeface? One, logos I don't think are necessary. As a like, why are they really necessary? IMO, no. What's up, everybody? My name is Deja, and in this video, we're going to be chatting about all things branding. How to brand your spiritual business on social media, what a brand is, how it's different from business, who your target audience is, the aesthetics, the visuals, blah, 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 blah. We're going to be doing that. I hope it helps. Let's dive into things. To begin, let's just get some things clear first. One, how a business is different from a brand. And then two, the different types of things that go into branding itself. So in my brain, something that it came to me yesterday, the business is more like the moon. Business is more lunar. And branding is more solar, because the moon is like the physical stuff. It's like the things that you're at, like it's more tangible. Whereas, and like that's your services, that's your courses, your ebooks, all that stuff. Whereas your brand is a lot more solar. It's very like spirit oriented, a personality oriented, which is very sun. And not to get all, modern on you and say your sun is your personality. But honestly, truthfully, I feel like sun as branding, moon as business really helps me to pull the two of them apart, because the sun and the energy of the sun is a lot less tangible than the moon is. And branding is the same way. Branding is a lot less tangible and a lot less specific than listing out your services. It is a lot more room to play with it. And it's all about how you're seen. There's a sight thing that goes into it. There's a perception that goes into it. Your brand is how you're being perceived online. Within the context of social media, branding is how you are perceived on social media, online, on all the platforms, not even just on social media, even on your website and things like that. On all these digital platforms, how you're showing up is your brand. So just start out with that. What are 3 adjectives that you would use to describe your personality, who you are as an individual, who you are as a practitioner? I know that you're an astrologer. I know that you do X, Y, and Z techniques, but we should probably try to more so focus on how you are practicing your astrology, how you are using these techniques, and how you're making people feel after you have given them the service, after you have done these techniques. What is that emotional transformation that you are providing people with? What is that experience? What does that look like for folks? And that is a part of your branding. But something that I feel like what's most important is understanding that your brand isn't just what you say it is. What it really is what people say it is, how people are perceiving you. Because I can think that I am a very put together individual who makes very thorough plans, and I am actually very cautious about the things that I say, and I don't want to upset anybody. Maybe that's how I feel myself, or how I would consider myself to be, how I feel like I'm coming across to the world. But if I were to ask my clients, or even ask you all, how would you describe me? What do you think my personality is? If you can give me a couple of words, it's not that. It's going to be different, So I think that's another thing. Another tip for understanding what your branding is. 1, the 3 adjectives, coming up with 3 adjectives about your personality, how you're making people feel, and all that stuff. There's a feelings wheel that I'm going to put right here. I'm also going to link it down below. And if those words aren't good enough, head over to the thesaurus and type in another word for courageous. And it'll give you all the good stuff. And another good way to get that down is to read your client testimonials. Look at what look at what they've said. Look at how they have explained to you how they feel after they've met with you. Read on what your clients are saying about you, because that's where the good juicy part of your branding is, because that also lets you know what you are able to communicate to the world. And that's a huge thing about branding. It's bridging the gap between the business and the people who you want to engage with your business. I took a mini course once on brand strategy, and somebody said that brand strategy, it was Melissa something, I forget her name. I'll put it in the description below. She said, branding is matchmaking. And I was like, synastry! Branding is matchmaking. It really is, because It's giving your business like a human form. It's giving your business a personality and like all the extra stuff to make it not just the meat sack. You know what I mean? It's adding all of the clothes and the style and the way you are talking. It adds all of that on top of like the services and kind of like fills it out and creates an experience for people, not just the services. Okay, hi. I'm sorry I'm holding my mic like this. If I put it over here, I'm worried that you won't be able to hear me. So I'm just going to hold it and I hope it doesn't make too much noise. But anyway, as I was like going back and editing the video, I realized that I didn't really articulate how branding is matchmaking. That's where target audience comes in, understanding who you want to work with. So you've got your personality down, you've gotten down who you are and understanding that bit. But now it's who are you working with? Who are your clients? Who is your ideal target audience, or who is your ideal client? And in order to understand what your ideal client is, maybe reflect on the clients that you've already had. What are they looking for when they come to meet with you? What types of problems are they bringing up? Think about the things that they like. Who are they following on Instagram? Who do they follow on Twitter? Who are they following on social media in general? What types of books do they read? If they read books at all, do they have any siblings? Are they in relationships? Are they dating? How old are they? Where do they shop? Where do they like to spend their time? What are their hobbies? Really think about all of the things that go into being a human. Think about all of those things for the people that you have met with, because then you'll be able to create content that speaks directly to them. And that's not like weird. It's just helpful. You know what I mean? Because like if my ideal client doesn't watch Grey's Anatomy, I'm not going to use Grey's Anatomy memes. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that. If I know and if I have thought about the fact that like a lot of the people that I meet with watch anime, then I'm going to incorporate some content that has to do with anime. And that's just like for content creation, but also this will help you as well and will kind of, I feel like, continue to motivate you and inspire you as you're doing your work, because you're meeting with the people that you really want to meet with, the people who you really want to help. So think about that. Who do I want to help? Who do I want to support in this world? What are their life experiences? And then also, how can I help them? And that's that experience bit. Okay, so the branding is trying to find a way to match with your ideal client and with your target audience. Okay, I hope that helps. Also, another thing in terms of like figuring out your personality, brand archetypes are honestly, truthfully, very helpful, and they give you a good guideline for understanding that personality. So you can get those 3 adjectives, but also check in on brand archetypes, and I'll link some of the articles and platforms for you to learn about them below. Captolia Eaton, the digital witch, is somebody who I learned brand archetypes from, and it really helped me to get really clear on my branding. So I would 10 out of 10 recommend getting into brand archetypes, because they give you the language truly for understanding and uncovering that brand personality. And there's some really great websites out there that have really long explanations for them. So I'm going to put that in the description below. Explore them, figure out which one that you like the best, and just kind of like test it out and try it out. What feels the most aligned with who you are, and then go with that. And that will really, I promise you, brand archetypes will really help you to get clear on that brand personality. Okay, those are all the updates, all the amended additions. Get back into it. Bye. So 3 adjectives. Look at testimonials, get some insight from that. Also, testimonials are so encouraging, so definitely check those out if you haven't. And if you don't have testimonials, ask your social media channels. Literally just, especially on Instagram, literally just pop up in your story. Hi everyone, I'm trying to build my brand. I'm trying to get more clear on the internet. Be honest about it. That's okay. And ask, what are 3 adjectives that you would use to describe my personality? How would you describe my personality to somebody? It's really good to get that feedback from other people. And that's that sun. That's that very solar energy. Like we emit the energy, we emit the light into the world. But what really matters is how people are receiving that light, how people are experiencing that light themselves. Because then also that gives us the power to then tweak how we are emitting our light, how we're sharing our knowledge. Maybe you don't want to be very serious and put together and logical. Maybe that's not how you want to come across. That's okay. If people are saying that and that's like, oh, that does not feel authentic to me, that does not feel like me, then that is then where good branding comes in, and you shift and pivot and then start showing up in a way that really truthfully reflects who you are as an individual and as a practitioner. A huge part of branding is understanding your personality, understanding that vibe, that aura, but then also finding a way to translate that intangible stuff into a more visual experience for people. If you make people feel inspired, energetic, alive, I'm not going to use black and deep greens and maroon. No, because those colors do not reflect inspiration and energy. That's why I use oranges and pinks and greens and blues. But yeah, translating your personality visually is very key. And that can be through colors, that can be through typography and fonts, that can be through the graphics and the imagery that you're using and your overall aesthetic. And a good way to kind of narrow down on what that visual aesthetic looks like, first step, colors. Everybody's like, oh my God, what about colors, logo, typeface? One, logos I don't think are necessary. As a like, why are they really necessary? IMO, no. When I first started my practice, one of the first things I got was a logo, and I don't even use it anymore. I never used it. I only used it for my Instagram Avi and then like the footer thing in my email, and that was it. I never used it. If you have physical products, then like, yes, that you actually like ship to people and you want to get cute little stickers and shit like that, 125% go for that. But otherwise, those things can wait. What really matters is, again, that visual thing that we're trying to translate. Your color palette. Go back to how you were trying to make people feel, how you're trying to make people feel, and then also how you already are making people feel, and go off of that. As I said, I want to inspire and energize people. I like using pinks and orange and greens, and I go with those. But Deja, how do you know the energy, the emotion that this color is giving off? Go to color psychology. Type in color psychology into Google and click on whatever thing you find. Click on all of the links. But I'll link the one that I like to go back to below so that you all can get a look at that and like explore it as much as you want. Each color, it evokes a different emotion. Greens evoke a sense of stability and growth. Orange is more energetic and like communal. It's that mix between red and yellow. Red is like passion. Even think about like Mars. Mars is red, or like the color of Mars is red, or red is associated with Mars, I should say. Think about what Mars significations mean. Energy, asserting yourself, courage. So reds give off that vibe. Yes, so go to color psychology, go to see the emotions that the colors that you like. Go to check them out to see what types of vibes that those colors are giving off. You can start with 4 or 5. I cannot be contained, so I have 5 colors. It doesn't have to be super formal. You know, it can be a loose thing, but it will become formal, and it should become formal if you have to hire out. If you have to hire people to make things for you, having it actually in some place in writing will actually be very helpful. So you can have all the hex codes. Creating a brand book, essentially, will be very helpful for you when you have to hire out. But if you need help in terms of the colors going together, figuring out which colors work with each other, coolers with 2 O's.com is amazing. You could just like hit the space bar and it just gives you all these color palettes, and it's gorgeous. I love it. 10 out of 10 would recommend. It's amazing. You can't save the palettes if you have 5 though. You have to like pay a monthly subscription. So just keep that in the back of your mind if you want to add 5 colors. Otherwise it's free. So 10 out of 10 recommend using that. So start there, go from there. And then after you've got your colors down and oh, that's cute, great. There's this other website called Aesthetics something, where you can go through and like look at all the different aesthetics that exist in the world. Go through the ones that you think you would like. They have like pictures that are in line with that aesthetic, so you can like see for yourself, is this something that I actually like? And then if you need more inspo, if you want to be crystal clear that this is for you, hop over to Pinterest, type in that aesthetic, cottagecore. See what cottagecore is like the thing on Pinterest. So go over there, check that out, and see what Pinterest, also the other visual inspiration that you can get on Pinterest. Pinterest is amazing. Do not sleep on Pinterest. But it would be really good to like sit one day and to like actually create a Pinterest mood board for your astrology business. And not even just your astrology business, for any business, honestly, truthfully. Visual stuff is really important, but then also being able to communicate who you are and your values, what you stand for, and your message via words is also very important. So then you have to ask yourself, what is my message? And how am I going to communicate that message? What is the tone that I am going to use when I am communicating and talking about all the things within my business, when I am talking about my brand? How does my brand sound? Is it empowering? Is it encouraging? Is it motivating? Is it super serious and like results based and like functional? Are you trying to rile people up to get them hyped so that they can go fight or something? Like what is the tone? Are you sweet and soft and kind? Thinking about, again, those adjectives and trying to be as consistent as you can in terms of having a similar tone across all platforms. So on all marketing channels. So in your emails, in your email marketing, making sure that your email marketing sounds similar to what you're writing on Instagram and what you're tweeting about on Twitter, etc., or even on TikTok and YouTube and all that stuff. Making sure it all is consistent. Consistency isn't just posting every day. It's consistently showing up, having the same energy and having the same aura and the same vibe. And also the consistency in colors, consistency in the visuals, because then that also builds awareness. Then people know you. When you're at the top of their feed on one day, they're gonna be like, oh, I know that this is so-and-so's post because they always post like this. They always do this. They always have these colors, da 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 da. I know that that's their post. I just know. It's building that familiarity with people so that they don't forget you. Branding is fun. Branding is the most fun part of having a business, IMO. It's the most creative part. Truly, to me. I am open for branding brainstorm sessions. So if you need help with this, the branding stuff, the social media branding stuff, I'm available for June and for July and for forever. Not forever, but at least for the summer. For one-on-one sessions, I have a lot of availability in June. I brought back the sliding scale because we're literally in a transaction. What? We're literally in a recession. And things are hard. They're hard for me. Money has been tight over here for me. So if that's the truth for me, then it's probably true for other people. And I want to empower people and give them that choice back. Again, I'm here for you. Please let me know if you have any other topics, any other questions that you may have about anything. I would be more than happy to make another video about all this stuff. I want to keep making videos about this. This is really what I wanted to do, social media marketing. But then the pandemic hit and all of the entry-level jobs required you to have 1 to 2 years of experience. And working for yourself apparently isn't good enough experience for them. So I never got hired anywhere. But the places that I did get hired, I was a receptionist doing social media work, which was horrible. So I have given up the dream of working for somebody else for social media marketing, and I'm just gonna take it in stride and do it my damn self. I hope this helped. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Okay, bye.